I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
But amidst the virtual applause and admiration, a deeper question is beginning to plague many. Is Taehyung's actions an early sign that a large agency system like HYB is losing its grip on the artistic freedom of idols? Industry analysts are redrawing the map of power. For years, HYB has been known as the most dominant agency, where BTS grew from trainees to global legends. But now one of their biggest pillars, once known for being quiet and obedient, has become the first pawn to step out of line. And HYB? They're in a tough spot. They can't just punish Taehyung because he's not just an artist, he's a global asset. But they also can't just sit idly by because if this goes unchecked, there could be a domino effect that could be unstoppable. At HYB headquarters, the atmosphere is heating up. Reports are that there's been an impromptu meeting between the artist management division and the in-house legal team. They realized that what Taehyung did was not just an incident, it could be the beginning of a structural crisis, where artists start to feel like they no longer need permission to be honest. Meanwhile, fans from various countries began organizing a digital campaign called #LetTaehyungBeFree. Within hours, the hashtag was trending #1 in more than 40 countries, including the United States, Japan, Brazil, France, and Indonesia. Interestingly, it wasn't just the army who spoke out. Fans from other groups also spoke out, saying that Taehyung's courage was something they had always expected from other idols, especially the 4th and 5th generations of K-pop, who had grown up with multiple layers of pressure since their trainee days. BTS's older songs, especially those with lyrics about finding one's identity and fighting against the system, began to be replayed and reanalyzed. Many said that Taehyung's actions seemed to be a real manifestation of the messages that have been hidden in BTS's music all along. And in his silence, Taehyung once again uploaded something. A photo of the night sky from the roof of a building with the caption, "Sometimes, we have to dare to jump, even if we don't know where we'll land." Instantly, social media was once again on fire. Many felt that Taehyung was preparing his next move. Would it be a completely independent solo album? Would he create his own label? Or even, was this a sign that he wanted to break out of the system altogether? Korean music observers began to speculate. Some said that this move might inspire a change in the artist management structure in the future. In fact, several small labels have begun to introduce the concept of an artistic freedom contract as a branding strategy, a contract that guarantees artistic freedom for their idols. If in the past the benchmark for success was sales figures and the number of sponsorships, now the world is starting to open its eyes that courage, honesty, and artistic integrity are new values that are actually more loved by the public. Taehyung has started something much bigger than he could have imagined. A movement without a banner. A revolution without shouts. And while the world waits, Taehyung keeps walking alone, without the spotlight, without the crowd, but with one conviction, that to be a true artist, sometimes all it takes is the courage to say, "Enough. Now it's my turn to choose a direction." In a world where everything is structured, Taehyung chooses freedom. And perhaps this is where the new history of K-pop will be written. Imagine a quiet night in Seoul. No promotions. No stage performances. The K-pop world is on hiatus. But in that silence, one name suddenly echoes across the internet. Kimtaehyung, or V from BTS. Not because of a new song release. Not because of a photo shoot or collaboration project. But because of a daring act done without the permission of his own agency, HYB. Suddenly, the timeline is on fire. Taehyung's name is trending globally. Comments flood social media. He dares to do this without HYB's permission? Damn, this has never happened before. Taehyung is rebelling? Then the question arises, what exactly happened? What did Taehyung do that made HYB itself look shocked and fans stunned? A few days before the incident went viral, in a small cafe hidden in the Hongdae area, people enjoying the night suddenly noticed something unusual. A man climbed onto a small stage, carrying an old acoustic guitar, and stood in front of a worn-out microphone. There was no professional camera, no production crew, no security guards, and no HYB managers. Just him. Just Taehyung. No announcements, no promotions, no banners. But as the sound began to play, everyone in attendance realized they weren't watching an amateur singer or a celebrity impersonator. They were watching one of the world's most famous stars singing his own unreleased song. A spontaneous performance. Honest, raw, and very personal. One of the audience members who recorded the moment said, "At first we thought it was just a Taehyung lookalike. But once he sang, the atmosphere changed. Everyone became quiet. Everyone realized it was really him." Shortly after the video of the performance exploded online, a short statement from HYB came out. "We were not aware of this activity beforehand. It is currently being discussed internally. No lengthy explanations. No defenses. Just cold words that implied a lot. Because in an industry as controlled as K-pop, where idols' time is scheduled second by second, what Taehyung did was a shocking act of courage. A move that not only surprised his agency, but also opened the eyes of fans that the star was sending a very deep message. Not just an impulsive action. This is a silent statement. A symbol that Taehyung is seeking freedom in his work. Why without permission? Why without management's knowledge? According to a source from the creative team close to Taehyung, he had long felt constrained in the safe system formed by HYB. The long process, meetings after meetings, and layered approvals made him feel like he had lost his essence as an artist. He wanted to create something more honest, more raw, more human. He was tired of waiting for permission just to be himself, said the source. The step taken by Taehyung immediately became a wide discussion among fans, the media, and young idols. Many saw it as a revolutionary step. Some even called it the most authentic moment in BTS history. Because for the first time, the world witnessed the human side of a star that had previously only been seen through the lens of a camera and perfect lighting. It wasn't just fans who were touched. Trainees from other agencies started talking. There are even young idols who upload symbolic codes on social media, as if to show their desire to break free from the shackles of the same system. What started as a simple acoustic performance has turned into a major discussion starter about control, creativity, and freedom in the Korean entertainment industry. And when the world wondered if this was a form of rebellion, Taehyung responded with a short post on Instagram, a photo of his hands holding a guitar, with the caption, "This is not about fighting. This is about being free." Just 8 words, but enough to confirm that this is a conscious decision. This is not a drama. This is a personal journey. The response from the industry was divided. Some were worried that Taehyung's move would set a bad precedent for the system that has been tightly guarded by agencies. But others saw this as the beginning of a new era, where artists are no longer mere products, but human beings with the will and freedom to create. The international media also took notice. Billboard, The Guardian, NME, and many global outlets began discussing the meaning of this action. They saw it not just as ordinary celebrity news, but as a reflection of the changing times. The current generation of artists do not just want to perform, they want to be heard. They want to determine their own direction.